Anybody home? Come on out, everybody! It's time to play!
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy, I just don't give a fuck. Smoking bars outside inside, and I wanna know what the fuck you're doing with my time.
All I kick ass for the Lord.
What's up, you little devils, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and today I have a very fantastic, creepy, haunting horror flick lined up for us. It is a Hammer horror film from 1968, directed by the great Terrence Fisher. It is The Devil Rides Out, and this one is really awesome, total atmospheric, and just some really great characters and a compelling story that you'll really get swept up in. But enough of that, let's get right into it. Here is The Devil Rides Out. The Devil Rides Out is a fantastic Hammer horror film, British to the core and really, really thrilling to get swept up in. It has a great cast and just a really interesting premise that it kind of lays its foundation on. But let's just talk about the premise right now. It pretty much centers around a distinguished man named Duc de Richon. And I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he is visiting one of his friends, Simon. It's actually like a one of his friend's sons that he's become close to over the years. And he's also meeting another friend, Rex. And they're all heading to his house to kind of meet him there and kind of relive old times. But once they get there, there's a party going on with a bunch of people there, very strange, and they're very suspicious of why they're there. But they're actually kicked out of the party because Simon said they can only have 13 people there at the party, and they're not invited. It's by invitation only. So Duc de Richon, or whatever you pronounce it, he gets very suspicious because he's a world-renowned man. He knows a lot of the occult and things like that, and he thinks that there is some sinister stuff going down here, a little Satan worship, and he turns out to be right. It turns out that Simon is going to be initiated into the ranks, and this is his baptism that they're all preparing for. And he knocks his ass out, takes him away, and hides him away. And pretty much the flow of the whole story is that the cult is trying to get Simon back, as well as a young girl named Tanith, who's also going to be christened on this night. And so it's pretty much up to Duc de Richon and Rex to kind of keep the Satanists at bay and kind of save their friend and this stranger that they've come to know. And that's how it flows, and it gets really, really crazy as it gets further and further to the climax. There's even a mid-section climax where the actual goat Satan himself shows up, and it's pretty wild and crazy. Yeah, the players on stage here are Christopher Lee as Duc de Richon. I am butchering that name every single time, but that's my thing, I guess. And then Rex is played by Leon Green, who does a really great job as kind of the man of action. He kind of falls for the character of Tanith and wants to keep her safe. And he does a lot of detective work, too. He's almost like a James Bond in the middle, where he's tracking down where the Satanists have fled to. But also, Tanith is played by Nikki, I believe how you pronounce her name. It looks like Nike. But Nikki Araji, or something like that. She does a really great job as kind of the... she's plagued by the cult members who are trying to pull her back in. And she has that struggle, that internal struggle throughout the whole movie. So she plays a very sympathetic character. And you can kind of see why Simon falls for her. Rex falls for her. But Simon is played by Patrick Mower. And he's interesting character because at first you can think he's kind of a dickhead because he's really believing in this Satanist stuff. He's kind of the reason this whole thing is happening. So Patrick does a really good job with the role. But he does come around. He becomes somewhat of a hero, but he's still, like Tanit's character, he is plagued by the leader of the Satanist pack, and that is the man Mokata, and he's played by Charles Gray. Charles Gray's fantastic in anything he's in. I love him as the narrator in Rocky Horror Picture Show, but here he takes center stage as the king of the cult, the biggest Satan worshiper there is, the leader of that pack, and he is fantastic as kind of a hypnotic presence where he's able to control people's minds, make his will their own, and he's a force to be reckoned with in this movie, and his presence is felt very strongly throughout it. Yeah, just a fantastic actor and performer, and he does amazing in this role. It's like the role he was born to play. But this is all based on a Richard Matheson screenplay, and the screenplay is based off a novel by the same name by Dennis Wheatley. So it's got a lot of cool storied past here, but Hammer really knocks it out. Terrence Fisher's an amazing director and one of the go-to directors for Hammer films, and he just pulls another classic out with this one. But the special effects are wild. There isn't a whole bunch of big set pieces, but when they do happen, they leave a lasting presence just because the characters and the performers are so amazing in their roles. There's a giant tarantula that attacks them in their circle of safety. The devil's like kind of screwing with them, trying to get them to come out of there. He does a lot of awesome stuff that really pulls at your emotions and you don't know what to think. The goat, the practical effects on the Satanist goat guy, that is Satan, I guess, very weird and disturbing, but kind of silly. But it's overall effective just because the film was taken so deathly serious. There's so many stakes, and anything can happen. It seems like people could drop the drop of a hat. But yeah, and there's also a death rides out there on a horse at one time, which is a really cool sequence where he shows his face. It's a skull. And yeah, there's even a portrayal of another demon they see is this guy with red eyes. It's really, really unsettling and creepy. But like I said in the beginning, this movie has a lot of atmosphere and a lot of craft put into it. So it's more a storytelling kind of thing than an actual cinematic extravaganza. Like, you fall for the story of it and you get pulled in by it. But fantastic film. Highly recommended if you love just haunting Hammer horror films and you love that old Satanist cult kind of thing where people are trying to fight against it. Just really compelling stuff, awesome stuff all around. But that is The Devil Rides Out, a really fantastic Hammer horror film. I definitely recommend you to check out if you love Hammer horror films or if you love movies that kind of delve into the cult aspects of Satan worship and things like that. But Christopher Lee, fantastic. I didn't even really talk about Christopher Lee. I just said who he is, and I didn't even go around because he's just that damn good in everything he's in. But he is outstanding, and he demands the attention of the viewer when he comes on the screen, and he is awesome in this one. He's a good guy. He's fighting for the good guys against the Satanists, and he just has a lot of weight to his presence, like always. But that's The Devil Rides Out. But guys, that's it for me. Hopefully you like that one, and hopefully you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe, and if you have time on your hands, leave a comment below because I love hearing from you guys. But until then, I will see you all at the next Lucid Nightmare. Peace!